Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Whenever you may be watching us, this is Vic from South Jersey Beer Scene, and this is Vic's Basement Brewcast, live from Manafirkin. And Richard, for the first time in a year or so, we are actually together here in person, face to face with real people and real microphones.
I know, amazing, right?
Not Zoom, not remote telephones. Looking forward to having a great conversation with our guests here. So before I introduce our guests, Richard, I do want to introduce an icon in the brew business, our founder, etc., Mr. John Couchoud.
Hey, well, it's so good. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like that we could Zoom, so I didn't really have to come hang out with you much. That was kind of the best part of coronavirus for me. Truthfulness, Vic kept everything going while things were a little hard. So all of us at the scene really appreciate everything that Vic and Richard did to keep things moving for us, and I'm really happy that we're out and about in one of my favorite places with two of my favorite people.
Absolutely. Who is that? Is that Donn and Todd or me and Richard?
Certainly not you.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And we are being filmed and recorded by the brothers Couchoud here, Justin and Johnny. Thank you so much. That's why it's going to look a little more professional than our Zooms. Now let's get to our hosts here.
You guys looked more professional coming in.
Yeah.
No, it was brought your game.
Very professional.
Oh,
yeah. I have the two founders, along with their wives, of course, have Todd Hunt and Donn Hoosack. So introduce yourselves, guys, so everyone could hear your voice and see your handsome faces.
Hey, guys, what's going on? This is Donn.
Todd, Manafirkin.
Now, Manafirkin, this is, I guess, what I would consider my hometown brewery. Mm-hmm. I've been a member here since they opened. Actually, I was in here when you were still doing construction.
That's awesome.
When the hacksaws and the table saws were going. And
what's your number again? Your member number?
68.
Nice.
68.
Missed it by one.
I remember
I know a great joke with that as the punchline, but I'm not going to say it.
I remember there being a huge chandelier in here. And you guys wondering, what the hell are we going to do this chandelier? It was about 12 feet wide. It looked like a Gothic chandelier. It came from some kind of castle or something like that.
We got it in Vermont, from Vermont or something like that. But surprisingly, we never used it.
Yeah, it sat in the back.
We moved it around. We moved it around again and again, and it was in the way. And by the end of the time, then it wound up outside and it rusted, and then we just actually never used it.
And
we were thinking of like a VIP section.
We thought about
light.
Yeah, it would have. It did look like it was going to work, but
they actually sold it to Broadway for the Phantom of the Opera, and so if you ever go, if that ever reopens, you'll see their chandelier coming down. So, well, anyway, thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Almost 4 years here. Almost 4 years. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's crazy. I can't believe still it's been 4 years, but we've done so much, even with the renovating in here and moving things around, and
it's a constant change. I mean, that back room there, it's been
changed over 10 times.
And
it's just amazing.
I haven't been here in a long time, and just to walk in here and see the changes, and you guys will be able to see some of that during the video, the barrel room and what they did outside. It's absolutely amazing. This is when I think of a brewery, what a brewery should look like.
Awesome.
Has a beautiful outside. You can see where the beer is made. You have a great bar up front and plenty of seating, ample space. Really, really well done here. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And the one thing I was talking to Todd and Don's wives, Michelle and Lisa, the other day, and I said one of the things that really has made it successful for Manafirkin is your staff and the way you treat the people that come in here and your customers. Everyone is welcome. It's almost like a brewery form of Cheers, which most of our breweries are like that.
Yeah.
But everyone feels so welcome when they come in here, and that's that's a testament to you and your whole team who helps out with everything here. So
everybody does a great job, and most of our employees been here since day one. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's been a couple that have left, but other than that, but everybody's been here since.
Not everybody has a Big Steve.
Yeah. So. Not everyone. He is certainly unique, Big Steve.
Yeah.
Certainly unique.
We're lucky to have him.
Now, it was actually, I think the last time I had the two of you together on one show I think it was 2 years ago today.
Yeah.
To the day, I think.
2 years ago today, they were in the basement Brewcast, because I've had Donn on. Todd was sick the one time, and the other time neither one of them could make when we did
had the
South
wives
Jersey Beer
on.
Scene Live. We had the wives on.
That's right.
And Cody came on,
That's right. Yeah.
head brewer. Actually, Cody was promoted on our show.
Yes, he got a raise.
He was promoted right on
why he's hanging
our
around
show.
now?
Due to Vic.
Is that why he's hanging around now?
No, that was after.
Was
that
it after?
That we Ian was on that show. It was me, Ian, and Don. And then I think we had another show after that
No,
with
right.
Cody.
Yeah, that was
And
with the
Don
wives.
wasn't
That was
there.
the Zoom one.
Cody filled in instead of you, and Cody found
Well,
out.
I was me and Cody, and Don wasn't there. Don was sick. Remember you were sick?
I
do remember
I'm not.
that.
I don't get
Oh,
sick.
stop,
dude.
you're lying.
But Cody found out that he was promoted to head brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you have done a lot of interesting beers over the years. A lot of great names that you've had out there. Vanilla Nice, Baba Bluey. Now, I know there's a beer that you just released, and I know that you were thinking about it for a long time. It was lying in the weeds.
Right.
The beer that you wanted.
No
And
pun intended.
I know you were very high on this particular beer as it was going to be produced. So why don't we talk a little bit about this beer that you produced? They came out a couple of weeks ago. So why don't you talk about this particular brew?
It's called Reefer Mented, and it's an IPA. This is a beer we wanted to do, I think, about 2 years ago. We thought about Todd
Could
came
be
up
3. Could be 3 years.
maybe
ago.
even 3. Yeah, Todd came up with the name, and then we were always trying to think about brewing a beer to fill the name. And it, the first year, I remember the recipe didn't pass for the
TTB.
It didn't pass the TTB. They shot it down, and because we were trying to use like a hemp flower, and they wanted it analyzed, and they wanted it spec analyzed through a secondary company, which costed a lot of money. So we just like, maybe it's not worth it. But then, we found some combination of hop oils that was made the beer very danky. So it really fit the bill of what we wanted to do. So we made a pretty simple recipe because we wanted the hops really to come to shine through, and we're drinking it now, and it's like when you smell it, when you pop the bottle first, you get this like dank aroma. It hits you right away, and then when you drink it, it does have a very unique flavor.
That's dead on.
And then when you burp too, you'll get that extra.
You get a
flavor.
little.
I think I've been at a few concerts where I've smelled something similar to this.
Yeah.
like every concert.
This feels like a fish show.
Now, can we get a picture of the actual label? And can you talk a little bit about the label, where that came from, whose idea that was?
Yeah, that was a collective effort. It kind of looks like the poster advertisement for Reefer Madness, which was like a documentary that the government put out. I think it was like an early, like mid 1930s-ish in time. And so we kind of wanted to make it seem like old like that, and
retro.
very retro looking. It says here, beer from the Devil's Garden.
Sin, insanity.
Yeah, sin, insanity.
Yeah, that was part of the advertisement. No, I did not see it when it was originally released.
That was
John.
my next question.
I knew
How
you
much
were
was
gonna.
popcorn
Well, the
then?
government was trying to scare the public into
Yeah.
like staying away from marijuana.
That's
made
true.
you crazy, run around, want to kill people, and so it was kind of looking back on it, it was like a funny thing, and so this beer is kind of influenced by all of that.
You captured that
Insanity.
movie poster amazingly on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really, really well done. I love their
and it
labels.
came out on 420, which was
It
perfect.
came out 420.
Oh.
We sold out in-house tap, but we only have bottles left now.
Right.
I am such a nerd until I saw that I didn't know anything about 420,
Really?
about what it meant or anything
He
like that.
texted me.
I texted Richard. Richard told me all about it, of
Oh,
course.
that's funny.
Richard was
Richard
able to
was
give
at
me
that meeting.
Absolutely.
And there was a few things associated with it, kind of urban legends, but the thing is, no one, I read up on it, and no one really knows where the 420 came from. No one really, or if someone did know, they probably forgot.
That makes sense for potheads.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know, man. 420 came from somewhere. I don't know. It means pot. Let's just get high.
So, Richard, what do you think of the beer?
Oh, the beer's fantastic. It's gone, as you can see.
Well, I can see that.
It's It's all in that nose. That's the first start.
Right.
It's exactly right. You put your nose in
It's
there, and you're like,
Dank
wow.
City.
Yeah, I'm at a dead show or something. You know, you get that total scent. And then you're right. Not just the taste is unique. It's an IPA. What is it?
It's classified as an IPA.
Okay,
'cause
so
it's a lot, all the hop oils that makes that flavor compound.
Yeah, it's a really unique IPA with a really unique mouthfeel to boot. It's got
It's sticky.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like how a nice whiskey kind of oils the glass a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's oily. Yeah, it's sticky. It's resiny.
Yeah. I was like, man, there's something different about this beer. Everything about it's different.
That's awesome.
And unique.
And that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
Just give somebody something that maybe they've never had anything like that. So
Yeah, that's brilliant. And think about though, you're doing that in a market where there's so many of the same beers over and over and over, and everybody's trying. You got to find a way to have, like you said, something
Right.
really unique that's
Break
going to cut
through.
through, and
Yep.
people are going to want to try because we've all seen a lot of that. Same thing.
I wish we were able to do more of a mass production on it, to be honest. I mean, we're such a small brewery, so not too many people really get to have it, you know?
Right.
So it's
Now-
just
Maybe in time.
Brewing geek side, geek. As far as the hops goes, how did you do the hop additions to this?
well, come on, Vic.
Just generally, I don't want to take all of your secrets. Right.
Well, yeah, there's not much. There's really no hops really that go into the boil. It's
Okay.
all kind of added after.
Okay. Sounds good.
If that helps.
Now, there's, like I said, there's been a lot of different beers that they've produced at Manafirkin. Now, I think I have a tendency when I'm on with Donn and Todd to find a beer that I got from them like 100 years
It's
or
amazing,
so ago.
Vic, actually.
This is great, Vic.
We've done
I know.
that as well on
He's
the
like a
radio
little
show.
beer squirrel.
Yeah.
A little beer squirrel.
Do we have that can around that I had brought?
It's right in the bar.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve. We'll get Steve to
Hey, Steve. Can you
Steve.
bring
Johnny.
that can over here, please?
and some glasses.
And tasters.
He handed it to him over the bar. That's okay because we're close, right?
Oh, I'm having a flashback.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about this particular beer.
Barbel Stout.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's a, well, the name is kind of the bar part of it
Thank you, Steve.
is barrel, and the bell is for Belgian. So it's a Belgian stout. So it's a stout fermented with monastery yeast, aged in Laird's Applejack brandy barrels, and that's how Todd came up with the name. It's actually pretty brilliant. The Barbel. So barrel aged Belgian stout.
So you guys do it.
And this is 3 years old, aged in
No,
a
this is
crowler
4
can,
years.
Vic.
This-
This is crazy.
Yeah,
This is,
we had
I
one
think it's
1
4
year
years old.
later.
Yeah,
I think it's 4 years old.
it might be four
I
even.
think
not-
it's 4. We had one 1 year later on our old radio show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys
With Joe.
With Joe, it was
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm excited to do this. You guys do a ton of great barrel aging stuff. I think you do more than anybody in South Jersey, maybe even in New Jersey at this point.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
we
without,
like it.
without question. I mean, the flavor profiles that you guys are able to put out, and we'll show the barrel room.
I'm just saying, for the record, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just saying, for the record, I drank on one show a 7-year-old Storm King. No, 12-year-old Storm King.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
Wow, that's
so.
awesome. I
This
hope-
is
yeah, I hope this
definitely
brings-
going to be good.
I hope so. Yeah.
No doubt.
guys.
No
Cheers,
doubt.
gentlemen.
Oh man, smell the nose on that.
Cheers, homies.
Cheers.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is that 4-year-old. It's got to be. I can't believe that.
Oh, that is so good.
I don't
is
really
good.
drink. I don't really drink that much beer. That's why it was sitting around in my house.
Thanks for the share, Vic. That's awesome. This
That
was
is
our
craziness.
first.
This could
be the
I
last
think-
one.
I think this was our first barrel-aged production run that we've ever done, actually.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think it
was
as
that
I
and
remember.
It's so good.
Midnight.
Midnight Barrels? maybe?
Midnight. I think it was Barbell and Midnight.
Oh, it was so good.
Before, yeah.
This
was
is the
so
first
right.
beer. This is the first beer I ever had from you guys. Vic
Oh, really?
brought me a couple crowlers down, and I was like, "Man, this is fantastic." It's not something you see somebody with a brand new brewery coming out of the gate with.
Right.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, it aged well in the crowler can.
I know. It's
amazing.
it's in a crowler can. And
I
it's
know.
Still,
That's perfectly sealed,
great
right?
head on it.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
you're
we
getting that
really nice.
CO2
It's
purge
carved.
them and
Yeah.
fill it and seal it right away. So it,
Yeah.
A lot of people that have the crowlers don't purge them. They don't have the ability to do them. They got to drink them in 72 hours, pretty
Right.
much. I had one that sat in my refrigerator for a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of the same batch.
Well, I'm sure if that was an IPA, we'd be talking a different story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is
It might actually look like that if it was that.
Yeah.
right.
It's,
Black IPA.
Really nice lacing on it. It kept its carbonation, beautiful color,
That's
and the taste is still there.
It's amazing.
It still has the little notes of vanilla from the Applejack barrels,
Yep.
everything like that. Very nice.
That is really good.
That nose is amazing.
Yeah.
Now,
That is-
since this is the first barrel-aged beer that you produce, why don't you talk a little bit about your barrel project, because it's grown so much in that room over there, and I know that
Yeah,
we're going to
we
be
got-
showing some video of it also.
Yeah, I think we're getting almost like around 40 barrels right now. We stack them, and we just started fooling around with other barrels too, besides Laird's. We were just exclusively doing Laird's for quite a while, and then we, Todd and I talked about getting some whiskey barrels. We got some, was it Wild Turkey?
Well,
Yeah.
turkey.
You had Dad's Hat too,
We had
didn't you?
Dad's Hat, which I like the Dad's Hat.
Was that their rye or was it a?
That was the
It was a
rye.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where we made our old fashioned.
we did an
Oh, I missed that
old fashioned beer. We
Oh, you
actually
know
have
what?
a
We have-
bottle
we have a
over
bottle.
here.
Oh, okay.
We only have like 6 left actually.
Yeah.
That John will be
we'll
buying
have
one
5
and
left
taking one
today.
Yeah, so what we were doing side by side comparisons of barrel aging beer. So we would brew one batch, and we'd split it in half and do half in Laird's and half in Wild Turkey, half in Laird's, half in Dad's Hat, half in Laird's, half in like a wine barrel. So we were just everything was always up against Laird's. So we were trying to sell them as a 2-piece. So trying to get people to like, same
have a
beer,
side-by-side comparison.
aged in 2 different barrels, and you get to see what happens. And we were even curious to see what would happen too. But I don't know. I'm telling you, just the nose on each beer and the flavor on each beer. I think Laird's wins across the board.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
Did you,
There's something special about the Laird's barrels.
Right.
Did you guys do like a weird vertical once you got them all out of the barrel? Did you try them down the line?
Well, no, actually. Like not all of them at once. I mean, we would even do them side by side, but not all of them at one time like
Right.
that. No,
That almost sounds like a fun day.
it does.
Sounds like a really fun
Yeah.
day.
Well, it's only 6 o'clock, so.
right. Very good point.
Pulling nails
Vic
is a
has room
fun,
at his house.
fun
He
day.
told me already. We're all there.
Yeah, we did a wine bar. We did saison and wine. We did a blonde and a wine.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I wasn't much fan of those, to be honest with you.
The Laird's was the one, huh?
The Laird's is the winner.
You mean it imparted the most flavor in the best way?
Yes. Yep. The nose of it, and I mean, we still want to fool around with some other whiskey barrels. We want to get Buffalo Trace, and we want to get some other Elijah Craig or something like that.
The wine barrels just gave it an off taste a little bit, just from what we wanted to do.
Yeah. So it's a learning thing too. So
I heard the best description ever from our friend Brian Hink at Cape May Brewing Company. The barrel is an ingredient.
Right.
And I don't think people understand this. And I think that people who do barrel aging well treat that barrel as an ingredient, not just a vessel.
Right.
And you guys, when you guys come up with this process with the Laird, I don't think anybody else is using Applejack barrel. I don't see them anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
Tom's River, I think they did a
yeah, Tom's River Brewery did. I forget what beer that they did.
yeah they
but
did they got like a few barrels.
They did something in
But
Laird's.
other than that, no New Jersey brewery. I don't think has any Laird's.
So taking that
Maybe we got to stop talking about it.
taking that part, Vic, as an
It's really not that good, guys.
Yeah, next
so.
topic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Well, we'll move. Well, I guess are we gonna go and take a little tour of the Bower Room next?
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and and then we'll come back here and talk. So
Awesome.
let's take a break so that Johnny can take some video of that Bower Room. So
Let's go.
Awesome.
okay, we're back here in the Barrel and the Funk Room.
Right.
I guess we'll call it, with Donn and Todd. So guys, tell us what we're looking at here. Tell us what we got.
Okay, well, I'll start with, you're not seeing it right now, but in this other sector, we have our funk tank, which is our primary fermenter for all our funky beers or sour beers. We have a multicultural strain. It's a house strain that we just keep reusing for our sours. And then we age those barrels separately on that side, so nothing kind of cross-contaminates to over here. And this is where Funky Margarita is, the two-year barrel-aged beer. And this is where all our funk stuff goes in these barrels. So that's on this side. Todd's going to talk about what's going on here.
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, we went to Laird's to pick up 30 putting more barrels, and we're going to be filling them up this year. Actually, most of them are empty right now, but right now, right below us here is our Mole Stout, which we're going to introduce on
Our anniversary
party. But we're going to have Bluey, Baba Bluey. We're going to have
it's a barrel-aged lager
barrel-aged lager
with blueberries.
We're going to have we're doing our pumpkin again. Probably maybe do 2 batches this year.
2 batches of pumpkin. That's a good seller.
Vanilla Nice.
It's a cream ale, barrel-aged with Madagascar vanilla bean.
Yeah, we'll do our midnight barrels again. We'll do our Barbel Stout.
Yep, barrel-aged Belgian stout.
And a bunch of others. So we've got a lot of
and new stuff. And
yeah.
we got room for new stuff too, which we like doing.
Right. So
Yep.
we're going to be packing in with the barrel this year.
Heck yeah.
Great. Well, thank you guys for the tour of the barrel room. Now we'll get back to our live show.
Awesome.
Okay, we're back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the barrel area in the back room of Manafirkin. We're back here with the whole crew, as well as Todd and Donn. Now, a couple of other beers we want to talk about. Cinco de Mayo had just passed, and last year you released the beer Funky Margarita, and that was here again this year.
Right.
So why don't you talk about a little bit about that one? Now, I tasted that right out of the barrel before you all had it ready when you pulled the nails,
Yep.
and it tasted like a margarita. So talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, that's a great beer. So that's a multi-cultured sour that's barrel aged it's in a Laird's barrel, and yeah, it tastes like does taste like a margarita. It's got the perfect level of salt. It's got key lime all over it, and the barrel aging adds some exclusive flavor profile to it, and this is a single barrel 2-year aged. So we left it over from the first year that we pulled it. So we made our runs of that beer, and then we just said, yep, you know what, we're just going to leave this barrel sit right where it's
For
at. For one more year. So it's aged 2 full years before we...
and it's different.
It is different.
It's got a little more funk to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the sours definitely go better over time.
And there's a limited amount of bottles.
Yeah, there's limited amount of bottles.
Because it's a single barrel.
And it'll be on tap also, limited. So a couple sixtels on tap, and that's it.
How do sours do? Like as far as on tap in
Pretty well. Yeah, people come in looking for people buying them. You mean?
well,
It's
a
an
little
acquired,
both.
it's an acquired taste. So
I mean, I know IPAs are huge, but I'm
Right.
just wondering, like, how do sours? I mean,
Well, it's definitely
is it a distinct crowd of people who are
It definitely
find
is.
sours?
Yeah, it doesn't sell like an IPA but people do come in, and there are those saison and sour drinkers, and we have one of each too. So, we try to have a beer for almost everybody that comes in. 28 beers on tap and 2 or 3 seltzers usually going too. So,
Nice.
Yep.
And your seltzers, let's talk a little about your seltzers. I mean, I think every brewery has to have one right now. So tell us what kind of flavors you putting out there for your
Sure.
seltzer.
So we have 2 on right now with one coming up. So I'll talk about the one coming up. It's called All Hopped Up. Well, they're all under the label of top secret seltzer, but then they have like a sub name to it. So this one's All Hopped Up. It's a dry hop seltzer, and it's different. I've never had one. I've never seen one.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So and it's a hoppy seltzer. So if people like IPAs when they can't drink beer or they're gluten intolerant, this
is perfect.
This is perfect for you. Yeah. It's Mosaic, lemon drop hops, and some magic and love.
and the bubbly is
the Firkin Bubbly is our
top seller.
Even sometimes even over a beer. It's amazing. So that's a seltzer that we dose with organic grapes from California that gets shipped in. So very late terminal fermentation. We throw the grapes must into the fermenter, and we leave it in. Well, I'm not going to talk too much about the process, but once we pull it and we keg it, it has a very champagne-y type of feel to it. So it's it's perfect, and we actually use that for our mimosas that we do on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
That's our mix. And it's a 10% seltzer. Yeah. So then we mix it with a little orange juice, and a little orange wedge or a strawberry wedge or whatever you want on top, and it's a perfect Sunday brunch type of a beverage.
We also present it in a flute champagne glass.
You guys are classy AF.
Hey, this is Southern Ocean County.
So
yeah,
it's the way we are down here.
You know what's funny is that people have seltzer because they have to have seltzer, and these guys go and make like these
Hoppy seltzer.
crazy seltzers I've never heard. It takes time and effort to do
in the beginning.
that.
It was people were frowned upon of us doing it at first.
Yeah.
and it's like
I think we were one of the
Well, listen,
maybe top 3 first breweries in the state to make a seltzer.
it's a business, guys.
Yes.
The seltzer market is crushing every other
Right.
sector of this market. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
it
but
just makes sense. But you guys even did it in a way that is so Manafirkish.
Right.
You know, what I mean, that's what's amazing about you two, that and your staff. I'm just not going to make a seltzer. I'm going to do this.
You made seltzer cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Now, we're getting ready to wrap up a little bit here. So why don't you guys, got a few things coming up. So tell us a little bit about them.
Well, Sunday, May 16th, we have the Red Rocker Fair. I believe we have 4 bands playing. I think we're 12 to 8 that day. And then we have our anniversary party, which is the 22nd, Saturday. We'll be releasing our Mole Stout.
Yeah, we have a barrel-aged stout, mole stout. That'll be on tap. Not in bottles, just
Not bottles.
Now to give everyone a little background, Red Rocker, it used to be a record store around the corner from here.
Yeah,
By the
right
pretzel
around
place.
the corner.
I thought
I bought.
Sammy Hagar
The guy's
was
a
showing
legend.
up.
No, I
legend
bought, and the Red Rocker is a real person, and he will be here that day. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah,
No,
he'll
yeah,
be
the-
here, and we'll have like 5 or 6 vendors selling records.
selling vinyls.
Excellent, excellent. All right, we want to get ready to wrap up. Our video portion of this show is just about over. We do invite you to, we're going to continue the conversation audio on our podcast. So you can find us, southjerseybeerscene.com, Facebook, Instagram, and we have been sponsored actually by Art Gallery Tattoo as well as Eastern Homebrew. Thank you all for your sponsorship. Again, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, southjerseybeerscene.com. And with that, guys, thank you for being so handsome and giving us some great video here. Johnny and Justin, thank you for your video portion of it. And as I said, follow this and we will complete this in the audio way and have a little bit more fun and hijinks. So have a good night, everyone. And everyone, take care.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeehaw!